In this video, I'm going to show you how I would price out a one-time landscaping cleanup with mulch for a residential property. Okay, so I found a random property here in Northern Virginia, and the first thing I always do is I look it up on Google Maps and just get a quick look at it. I can tell this about a quarter-acre lot, and just from looking at it, I would plan on using 5 to 7 yards of mulch. So this is an easy one, okay? So you can also take a look at the street view here, which I know a lot of you guys use this probably already. So you can see the street view. That's the wrong house. That's it right here. Okay? You can see you can try to get a better look. Just as many looks as possible is what you're trying to do to see what you're dealing with here. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to jump into before I start actually doing pricing is Zillow. If you look it up on Zillow, they usually have pretty up-to-date stuff here. Okay, so I did confirm by just looking on Zillow that this is a quarter-acre property. And so now let's take a look at the yard. See, it's a lot of weeding. There's the backyard. That's the back side yard, I believe. Here's one of the sides. So that's going to be a lot of work. I mean, if it looks like that, but just overall, it's pretty much looking like 5 to 7 yards of mulch, maybe 6 to 8. Okay, lastly, I like jumping in here to this paid service named Nearmap. Okay, and I'll show you right here. This is a paid service, and what's good about this one is you can see a little better imagery, okay, and you can measure the property. So right here, we can look at different dates to try to see in the wintertime where there's no tree canopy. So we can tell we got beds on the side here, bed in the back, bed right here. We could also measure, okay? I'm just going to measure this one bed though since we're doing a video here. Right there, 773. I mean, that's essentially 3 yards of mulch. 2 to 3 yards of mulch right there alone, okay? So 2 to 3, another 2 to 3, probably 3 here, okay, an extra couple here. I would just plan on 7 yards of mulch, to be honest with you. But again, I'm trying to do this quickly on the video. You could continue to measure out and put it all together. I also want to show you here another feature on this paid software. You can do different angles. Okay, so that can help. And you can rotate the map. So it's got some pretty good functionality here. And it can help you out of some jams. Because Google and all the free stuff, sometimes they just don't have the right views of what you're looking for. Okay, so once you got all that together, now we're going to jump over to how do we actually price the job. And so we're going to go with a 3-man landscaping crew, 3 to 5 hours, and 5 to 7 yards of mulch. That's my estimate of just looking at this, okay? And based off the size of the property and what we're seeing. So when we go to price it, we have 2 tools, okay? One of them is a software that I built called Profit Builder. I'm going to show you how to price it there. And then I'm going to show you just a basic free spreadsheet that I have that I'll give to you in the description. Okay, so when you're in Profit Builder here, I'll show you in the settings, in the legend, when you set up the software, you add your labor rates. Crew leader, you see I've got my crew leader, crew helper, other. You can add different ones, technician, manager, whatever you want. And then materials. You see I got my mulch per yard, fuel, disposal fee, fertilizer cost per 1,000 square feet. However, whatever business you have and whatever works for you, you build that out, okay? And then the margins that you're going for with your pricing. We'll go over that in a separate video on how to price for gross profit, but that's what we do here. We price for gross profit, and we're usually going for 60%. Okay, so let's jump over to the calculator, and we could build this out manually if we wanted to with the line items. And you can see it's connected to the legend, but I just added this feature where we could say this, look, 1 crew leader and 2 helpers for 5 hours. Now let's do 4 hours. I know they can knock that out in 4 hours. And 7 yards of mulch and 1 gallon of fuel. So this AI is just going to go into the legend, find all those rates, and it's going to build this out for you. See, so you can do it manually or it'll build it for you. And this will calculate all your direct costs, and then it'll apply the gross profit formula to get your final price to give to the customer based on the gross profit you're going for. And again, if you don't know, I would always start with 60% gross profit. So right here, this is saying $1,000, and that's about what I would say that they would pay. You know, a lot of people in these suburban little quarter-acre lots, they're not going to be paying $2,000, $3,000 to do a simple landscape cleanup with mulch. So we can meet our margins right around $1,000, and that's what I would do to price for this one. Okay, next, you know, if you don't have this paid app here, you can also, I'll put a link in the description for this. This is the old school one. This is what led to me building this. Okay, so at first I just used this spreadsheet. It's got a legend, okay, and your calculator. And you see I put in the same exact variables here and we came out with the same exact pricing. Actually, I lied. Now it's the same exact pricing. Okay, you see that 60% is going to match this. So it's the same exact thing. I'll leave a link to here. The good thing with the paid one that I built is not only is it a calculator that you can fill out with AI or manually, you can also create quotes and send them, and you can also go to the other part of this is called the profit check, where it's going to look at your financials and all your calculations and help you develop your gross profit for pricing jobs. I love it. I use this all the time. Okay, so lastly, I want to show you something. If you, the advanced level of pricing out your jobs, once you have a big database of completed jobs that you can look into, you can try to automate it in an online shop like I did here, and I'll show you right now. We built this shop. This is my lawn company. We can just paste the address of the property, and they click submit. All right, and it's going to pull property imagery, property data, etc., and then based on rules that I set up, it's going to forward to a shop landing page with custom pricing for all of our services. And you see right here, they can browse just like on Amazon. They can look at weekly, bi-weekly, pay-as-you-go, etc. Go back into the shop here. But then they can continue shopping all the different products that are flat pricing based on the property data entered in our system. But again, that's not the main purpose of this video. I just wanted to show you the different levels. You can do it manually or you can automate it online like we have.